We're going to go ahead and move on to the next guest. We got Real King loading up into the box. Everyone just go ahead and give us a minute, y'all. Do be patient. Do be patient, you guys. What is going on? Did you vote for Trump? Real King?
What's up? Yeah.
All right, bro. What's that?
Well, I want to go back first of all to what was the claims you made before? I've been on for a while and half paying attention. I want to go back to the claims you made to the guy about the dictators.
Oh, okay. You're referencing like the first claim on the live. So somebody came up here and asked me if I thought that Trump was a fascist. I said yes, and he asked me why. Then I identified how he would align with like the 14 like pillars of fascism.
Okay, so that's the part I wasn't fully paying attention to.
Okay.
Could you go into that?
Well, it's honestly like quite a long discussion. What I'd recommend doing is like just seriously going on Google, typing in the 14 defining characteristics of fascism, and I feel like you can kind of walk yourself through why a liberal might say that Trump would align with those things. I guess I could describe them on the live, but it is like it'll seriously just be like 3 minutes of me yapping.
Okay, got you.
If you want me
Um,
to do it though, let me know and I will. But it's gonna be like a holy yap.
it's okay. I'll look into it after for sure.
All right, cool. Why'd you
My
vote for him?
next question. So for me, it was more of the lesser of two evils. I'm not necessarily a massive supporter, but I will say one thing that sold it for me was in a certain interview, she said she was asked what would she do different under the Biden administration or from the Biden administration, and she said nothing comes to mind.
Yeah, because I think that she's proud of a lot of the policy passed under the Biden-Harris administration, and I have to absolutely agree. Their domestic policy was like top tier. It was very, very good. Would you be able to name one bad domestic policy that the Biden-Harris administration passed?
A lot of bad things went on during the administration. For example, people coming in the country that didn't belong coming in. You
Talking about
had
undocumented migrants, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
the Biden-Harris administration had better proposed immigration policy than Donald Trump.
Why were these policies not implemented?
Why are they not implemented? Well, the bipartisan border bill, which is what I'm referencing, wasn't implemented because Donald Trump told the Republicans in Congress to vote against it because he didn't want the Biden Harris administration to pass better policy than him.
So why, under the administration, where I live, were bus loads coming in for free
So
and getting put
are
in
you talking about,
hotels?
getting free hotels? So you're talking about asylum seekers. It's because a lot
Yeah,
of people were seeking asylum during COVID.
but a lot of these people turned out to be gang members in my area.
You're talking about asylum seekers being like gang members? I don't think that's true, man.
I mean, I came into contact with them. There were gang members coming in for free.
So undocumented migrants are 2 times less likely to commit violent crimes compared to natural-born U.S. citizens. So,
Well, there's a lot
and
more natural born U.S.
this is even like
citizens.
asylum seekers. Asylum seekers are even less likely to commit violent crimes. So, I'm going to go ahead and dispute the validity of your claim.
Well,
Do you
obviously,
care? Do you care like about like violent offenders roaming free in the streets of America? And you think that the
yes,
Biden Harris administration was bad because they allowed that to happen?
yes, that's
Would
that's
you think
correct.
they're worse if they intentionally caused that to happen?
Well, yes, that would be worse. Yes.
Do you think that'd make them go down as one of the worst administrations in modern American history, if not all of all of American history? If they intentionally caused violent offenders to be roaming free in the streets of America, maybe they let them out of jail or something.
Are you trying to correlate this to the January 6th people being released?
No, I support his January 6th pardons. I'm asking you about the Biden Harris administration because you might be able to change my mind here. So just out of curiosity, if they willfully and intentionally let violent offenders out of jail to roam free in the streets of America, would they go down as one of the worst administrations in American history?
Not necessarily the worst. There's been some bad ones, but
No, I
yes, it
know,
would be
but
very
one of
bad.
the worst.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I lied to you. That was a correlation to January 6th. And Donald Trump did willfully and intentionally let 60 violent offenders that beat up cops and drove stun guns into their necks trying to kill them, that then pled guilty to their crimes and got locked up in jail to out of jail with a presidential pardon, labeling them as patriots. So does this mean that Donald Trump's administration has now gone down as one of the worst administrations in all of American history?
So if you're going to use the January 6th rioters as as an example of that, then you have to then admit as well that the people that were rioting during the BLM times should be held to the same standard.
Yeah, I have a question. Who is one BLM rioter that drove a stun gun into the neck of a cop that Biden then called a patriot and let out of jail?
They were destroying innocent businesses that had nothing to do with the problem.
Okay, so then answer my question. Name one of these rioters that like assaulted a cop that the Biden-Harris administration called a patriot of
I
this
thought
country
you
and let
guys
out of
didn't
jail.
like cops.
Wait, I don't like the system of police in America as it leads to brutality. It perpetuates systemic racism, and it's incredibly inefficient. But that doesn't mean that I don't think it's wrong to try to kill a cop unjust, like with a fucking stun gun.
So is it then wrong to try to kill an innocent business owner?
So name a BLM rioter that tried to kill an innocent business owner that got locked up that Biden then called a patriot and let out.
I don't know names. I just know what happened.
You just know what happened. So did Biden pardon one of these people?
He didn't have to. They didn't get locked up to
He
begin
didn't
with.
have to. So then what's the correlation here? Because I'm specifically asking you a question about your president, Donald J. Trump, willfully and intentionally letting a violent offender out of jail to roam free in the streets, labeling them as patriots, saying them that they were politically prosecuted. And then you're taking that as an opportunity to completely pivot, completely change the conversation back to the BLM riots, which, by the way, didn't even happen under the Biden-Harris administration, happened under Trump's administration.
It was
And you're
supported
trying to
by
make a
the
correlation. And I think it's really funny when you try to make a correlation here because you obviously don't give a shit about the violent offenders that Donald Trump let out of jail for beating up cops on January 6th, but then you pretend to give a shit about BLM rioters and protesters who were like predominantly Proud Boys that were actually doing the bad stuff. But I want you, without pivoting, to respond to my question. Do you condemn the Trump administration and label them as one of the worst administrations of all of modern American history for willfully and intentionally letting violent offenders that beat up cops trying to unalive them out of jail, calling them patriots to roam free on your streets, sir? Because when I asked you the same question about the Biden-Harris administration, you didn't have to think about it at all. You didn't have to sit there and ponder for a damn second or two. You told me with a straight face with full conviction that they would go down as one of the worst administrations in our country's history for exactly what Donald Trump did. So tell me, do you hold that same energy towards Donald Trump, or do you instead completely deflect, deny, and change your stance just because it's no longer the 82-year-old white guy that's a little bit incoherent, but now it's a 78-year-old fucking rapist that's a little bit orange?
No, I don't agree with your correlation there. I don't think it's the same thing.
Okay, so you do not think that Donald Trump pardoning DJ Rodriguez was Donald Trump willfully and intentionally letting a violent offender that beat up a cop out of jail to roam free in the streets?
I don't think that was necessarily the right move there, but it's not the same.
Explain, do you agree or disagree that Donald Trump pardoning DJ Rodriguez, who pled guilty into driving a stun gun into the neck of a cop on January 6th and went to jail, that Donald Trump then pardoned, was it an example of Donald Trump willfully and intentionally letting a violent offender that beat up a cop out of jail to roam free in the streets? Is that an adequate, appropriate, and honest evaluation of one of Donald Trump's pardons, or is it incorrect?
Is it incorrect? It's not equivalent to what you were stating, but I don't think I necessarily.
Just answer my question.
I just did answer your question.
No. Is it equivalent or not equivalent to Donald Trump willfully and intentionally letting a violent offender out of jail to roam free in the streets?
I think I said like 3 times it wasn't
said no?
equivalent to what you just
Okay.
said.
Okay, so are you saying that Donald Trump didn't intentionally pardon DJ Rodriguez? Are you saying that Donald Trump didn't willfully pardon DJ Rodriguez? Are you saying that DJ Rodriguez was not a violent offender?
I think DJ Rodriguez deserved to remain in prison. I will say that.
You're not answering my question because I gave you 3 characteristics of what I perceived Donald Trump to have done. I said that Donald Trump willfully and intentionally let a violent offender out of jail to roam free in the streets. And you're saying that that is not an appropriate evaluation of Donald Trump's pardon of DJ Rodriguez. So tell me why it's inappropriate. Are you saying that that's not an appropriate evaluation because he didn't willfully do it? Are you saying it's not an appropriate evaluation because he didn't intentionally do it? Are you saying that it's not an appropriate evaluation because DJ Rodriguez was not a violent offender?
I said your original statement was not an equivalent accusation is what I said.
Well, I'm asking you about the statement. Donald Trump willfully and intentionally let violent offenders out of jail that beat up cops to roam free in the streets. Is that an appropriate evaluation of Donald Trump's pardon of DJ Rodriguez?
That's an appropriate evaluation.
Okay. So would you ever support a president that willfully and intentionally let violent offenders out of jail to roam free on the streets?
Again, when it's that versus the same but worse, yes.
Okay, so what did Kamala Harris do that was worse than willfully and intentionally letting violent offenders out of jail to roam free in the streets? Name one action that Kamala Harris partook in that was significantly worse.
they showed their support for the rioters that were destroying the businesses that I mentioned before.
Okay, yeah, so please, okay, well, first of all, I just want to point this out. Even if that is something that Kamala Harris did, I would argue that that's not worse because I think that action is worse than words. And you're saying that Donald Trump not only showed his support for the people that try to kill the cops, but actively let them out of jail to run free in the streets. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris just merely showed her support to the rioters that threaten the lives of business owners. So I actually still think that if that is something Kamala Harris did do, it's still not as bad as what Trump did, but still simultaneously speaking, that is not something that Kamala Harris did.
They did. They both voiced their support, but also you can't actively release someone who hasn't been imprisoned.
Okay, so it should be pretty easy to find where they voice that support. Go ahead and give me a quote from Kamala Harris where it's evidently clear that she is supporting the violent rioters that were threatening the lives of business owners.
Man, you think I keep these things like on hand? These were live streams I watched during COVID.
Well, I do expect you to provide evidence for your claim. Now, I will not be condescending or rude to you if you don't have the evidence on standby, but I will provide you with an ample opportunity to now leave the TikTok app while still connected to the live. Go to Google and find evidence. You will remain connected to the live. We just simply won't be able to hear you until you get back, and we don't mind waiting.
All right, give me one.
All right, while he's looking for that, we're going to go and get another guest up here just so we could have a debate in the meantime. If you guys are enjoying the live, guys, make sure that we're double tapping and sharing the stream out with a handful of friends. I'm going to go ahead and repeat what I've kind of shared during the beginning of the live as well. These TikTok streams, they get banned a lot, man. TikTok's moderation right now is really, really, really bad, you guys. If the stream gets taken down, and you'll know that it gets taken down because it'll just randomly stop, go to the link tree in the bio, and you can find me live on YouTube. What is up, Carol? Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did vote for Trump.
Fetus. Okay, moving on to the next guest. Just give us a minute here. We got Antonio loading up into the box, y'all. Everybody just going to give us a minute while we get that next guest up here. We got Grace loading in. We honestly got a lot of people loading into the live right now. I think that we'll be able to get another debate going really, really, really quickly here. We got Shannon loading up. Hey, what is going on, Gracie? Did you vote for Trump?
No, but I'm going to say something.
You're an awesome person, Gracie. We're going to go to move on to the next guest, Traffic Sig 250 here. We're going to go to move on to the next guest. What's up, Traffic Sig? Did you vote for Trump?
No, wait, I didn't mean to join.
You didn't mean to join? No worries, man. Guys, make sure if you're in the queue that you mean to be there. Now, you could very easily figure out if you're in the queue by just looking down at the bottom of your phone screen and checking real quick. And you know, just please leave if you're not a Trump supporter. It'd make this stream a lot easier on me and everybody else here while we have this guest down there looking for their evidence. So let's go and get that next guest loaded in right now. We got a couple people loading in. I feel like we'll be able to get the next debate ASAP. I guess while we're waiting for everybody watching, if you guys could please double tap on that phone screen, that would be great.
Yes, I did vote for Trump.
All right, River, least obvious troll ever, right? Yeah. That's what I thought. Next guest is loading up. Here we go, everybody. Yo, what's going on, Lobster? Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Before we hop into our discussion, I got quite a few people to thank, honestly. Jennifer, thank you for the $10 super chat over on YouTube. W's for Jennifer in the chat. Jennifer says, you should set aside some time to talk to your supporter and friendlies. Dude, I agree. That'd be a lot of fun. Sophia, thank you for the $10 super chat as well, saying, hi, Dean. Me and my friend Ella watch your streams all the time, so thankful for what you're doing. Thank you for the love, Sophia. That's awesome. Everybody, show some love to Sophia. And then also Thomas with the $20 donation over on Venmo. Let's go, Thomas. That's so kind of you. Huge W's for Thomas down below in the chat with a $20 Venmo donation. We all love you here. We all love you here. I'd also like to thank Annie for the $20 donation on PayPal. 200W Annie's down below. Annie says, Dean, I just blew the Starbucks. I'm just not going to read that. Cheryl, thank you for the $37 donation over on PayPal. Holy crap, Cheryl. That's so much money. That's so kind of you. Thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl says, thanks for being you. You have a wonderful and bright future ahead of you. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Dude, at least 400 W Cheryl's down below. And Elizabeth with the $20 donation as well. 200 W Elizabeth's down below in the live chat. Show love to Cheryl. Show love to Annie. Show love to Elizabeth. And show some love to Sid with the $50 super chat over on Venmo. Sorry, on YouTube. Thank you for the love, Sid. Sid says, hi, Dean. Clocking in for my shift, bro. Sid, it's so good to have you here with me today. Devious Sid is back in the building. Everybody, please show some love. You are phenomenal. Anyways,
Am I letting Real King speak? Because he just joined back.
What's that?
He just joined back, Real King. Am I letting him speak? Or because he just joined back after he's getting his evidence from Google? You let him leave.
Yeah.
Like, is he speaking before?
Yeah, do you mind waiting?
Yeah, sure. I don't care.
Awesome. So Real King, go ahead and take it away, man.
All right, so I didn't find anything on mainstream Google. Of course, you never do.
Dude,
But
come on.
during the
Stop
during
it.
the time
No,
that
no,
it
no.
was
Did you
happening,
mean that?
mean what?
Did you just blame the fact that you couldn't find evidence for the claim on the search engine you were using? Why don't you just blame that fact on the idea that you're probably wrong? Why are humans so not cool with just accepting that you're wrong sometimes? You always make it, we always make it, humans always make it somebody else's fucking problem. You know what I mean? Just take some responsibility. You were wrong, man. It's not Google's fault. It's not the liberal media deep state's fault. You were wrong.
Sometimes I am wrong, and I'll admit when I am wrong. But in this case, I remember he was running during that time, and he was voicing his support in his rallies and his speeches.
You'd be able to find evidence then. I'm not willing to believe you anymore because you can't find evidence. And I feel like that's a very fair and appropriate evaluation from me to you. See, just imagine if you were in my shoes and I was in yours. I make a terrible claim about Donald Trump. I said he did this really bad thing. Okay, then you're like, Dean, I can't believe you unless you give me evidence. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go try to find some. And I spend 5 minutes Googling and I come back empty-handed and I say, well, it still happened, but obviously this liberal search engine wasn't willing to give me the evidence.
I mean, that's a fair claim to make. You do tend to, your side does tend to have an issue with fraudulent reports and things of that nature.
No. Well, how about this? I think that mainstream media could lie, but I think that nobody lies more than Donald J. Trump.
So is that your go-to? Just blame everything on Donald Trump?
No, I'm just merely pointing out the fact that if you want to critique liberals for propaganda, misinformation, and lies, I'm sure that you could find lies in liberal mainstream media. That's an honest evaluation. But nobody lies more than Trump. Nobody lies more than Donald Trump's administration. He told 30,000 lies during his first presidency, the biggest lie that any sitting president has ever told with his denial of the outcome of the 2020 election. So, if you want to align yourself with truth in a world that's filled with false truths and lies, your best bet is the left.
Well,
I'm going to keep it a bucket. This guy's not saying shit. Can I go now?
I would say I don't want to talk about his first administration because I was 12 years old, but he's doing what he said he would do right now. I'll tell you that.
Okay. So what's your favorite Donald Trump policy that he's implemented since the start of his second administration?
Getting violent criminals back.
Yo, I've waited for my fucking turn. Please go. Jesus Christ.
Yo, do you want to pull up for a fade, bro?
TikTok live is insane. Oh my God, it's not that deep. Please go.
It's not that deep, but you're the one yelling at me. So
I just want questions. I want to be educated. I want to talk about fucking politics. You're on my dick for no reason. Please go. Jesus Christ.
bro, suck my dick, pussy.
Yeah, it's probably fucking 2 inches. Get the fuck out.
Come collect your fade.
I'm looking for it. Fucking teeny weeny. Get the hell out. God damn.
Pull up to Tom's River. Pull up to
Dean,
Tom's River.
please kick this kid. Please.
Fade.
Please. Thank you. Okay.
Yo, dude. Yo, MAGA on MAGA warfare. I just want to clarify, the only reason why I kicked him there was because of TikTok terms of service. That shit, like what he said will get me banned. It's even quite possible that what you said will get me taken down.
My bad. I didn't mean to. I'm not that aware of TikTok POS.
So I do just kind of want to reiterate for everybody watching the live right now, for the 9.3 thousand people in the TikTok, if the stream does get taken down because of what Lobster said or what that last guy said, just go to link tree in the bio, go over to YouTube. But Lobster, you voted for Trump?
Okay, so I'd like to say yes, I did, but I had somewhat of an open mind before the election, and I kind of have a question/statement. I voted for Trump because of my belief on his gun policy. Now, here's the question for you. Kind of, what is your stance on gun control / Kamala Harris's? Because I kind of need to be educated on that. It's more of a question than a statement. Okay,
yeah, for sure. So, I mean, like, my stance on guns is pretty simple. I think that individuals should be able to own guns. I just think that there should be more restrictions. I mean, if we're licensing one's ability to drive a motor vehicle because of the threat that they could propose if used in an incorrect manner to other individuals on the road, I think that we should do the same things with firearms. And, you know, I think that's a pretty, like, common sense idea. Insofar as what Kamala Harris's stance was, I don't think that she really had a solidified stance. I know that under the Biden-Harris administration, they didn't pass any gun control whatsoever. They just kind of did advocacy within different groups across America. But, like, she did say that she wanted to try try to ban ARs. But I could like give you with a certain degree of confidence that that would not have happened under her administration because of the incredibly conservative leaning Supreme Court as is. So it's likely that under like a Trump administration right now, or if Kamala Harris became president and was serving right now, that we wouldn't really see any material difference insofar as a policy that is or isn't implemented as it does relate to gun control.
Okay, that was mainly my question because I found the Kamala Harris administration to be kind of vague on their gun control stance, because the kind of term that I find thrown around on the left is assault type weapons, which is very vague when it comes to gun terms, which is why I was a little bit confused on what their actual plan was. Again, question for you, quote unquote, do you believe in banning assault type weapons? If you can kind of understand that.
I don't know if I have a stance. I'd probably have to put more thought into it. I think that like I'm probably like not as educated as I should be as it relates to gun control as is, just because it
That was
wasn't
my
like
main reason.
there was no material difference insofar as a policy from either candidate. Like I'm sympathetic to a lot of arguments that it would relate to banning them, but I think that there's like other methods that could be explored, such as simply like heavily restricting ownership to like specific licenses, and that's why I just pretty agnostic right now. But why did you vote for Trump? So what made Donald Trump a better candidate than Kamala Harris?
Again, mainly the gun control policy, the less restrictive stance on gun control, as you said, with requiring more restrictive permits and what was the more complicated system? Sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, man, I don't know, because like I said, I don't think that there was any reason to believe that we'd see a material difference insofar as gun control actually implemented under the two
Okay, that was my issue.
administrations.
I was just uninformed. Like that was genuinely my issue. I was uninformed on the Kamala and the administration's stance on gun control, which is why it seemed, because Trump aligned with the NRA, that so he seemed be more prominently supporting of not lesser gun control, but kind of I guess got a violation more.
Yeah, he got flagged for the statement. Luckily, we didn't get a flag. So we're going to move on to the next guest. Sorry, Lobster. Lobster in the chat just said, what do I do? How did you type that so fast after I just removed you? Dude typed, what did I do in the chat? Like literally like a fucking picosecond after he got banned. Dude, what? How did he do that? How did he type that so fast? That was so fast. No, dude, it was from what you said to the first guest when you joined in. TikTok TOS is heavily restricted. I wish that I could have a longer conversation with you, honestly. We're going to move on to the next guest, everyone. Yeah, L TikTok. I'm not going to lie. I wish I could have had a longer conversation with him. We're going to get that next guest up here. We got Michael. Not to mention that he was absolutely fucking cooking that other guy in the live. He was absolutely cooking him. That was crazy. What is going on? How old are you?
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Did you vote for Trump?
I did not vote.
Would you have voted for Trump?
If I had a gun to my head and I had to vote, I would have. I'm of age. I didn't care for either party.
Okay, I guess we'll go to move on. I feel like if you were like more sympathetic to saying that you would have voted for Trump in retrospect, like I would leave you on the live, but I don't know. We're gonna move on to the next guest. We got Katie loading up in you guys. If you are in the queue, make sure that you voted for Trump. We are just looking for Trump supporters. Then I will just go ahead and repeat this for like everybody in the stream. If you are one of the 9.4 thousand people in the stream right now, and the stream does get taken down because TikTok really does like to ban us a lot, go to the link tree in my bio, go to the YouTube, and you will see my live stream on YouTube where it will continue, and you can kind of keep up to date with where we're going, where we're moving for other debates, etc., etc. But hopefully we'll be able to make it through the entirety of the day without a ban. That's kind of the hope. What's up, Katie? Did you vote for Trump?
I did not, but I would have
Okay, how old are you?
if I had voted. I did not vote for anyone.
How old are you?
I am currently 18. I was not 18 when the election took place, but
Yeah, sure.
I live in a conservative house, so I probably would have also voted for Trump.
Sure. That's fine. Let's just get a quick confirmation on the age. What year are you born in?
I was born in 2007,
2007.
February 8th, 2007.
Okay, yeah, you would have turned 18 after the election. That's fine. That's fine with me. Yeah. So why do you support the Trump administration?
For me, it would have been more of a situation with the housing prices. I feel like under the Biden administration, housing was really extremely expensive. And when Kamala went on the show and she said that she wouldn't do anything different than the Biden administration,
Bro.
that sort of sparked a red flag for me that I wouldn't be able to buy a house when I move out of my parents.
Katie.
So that was mostly my reason.
Katie. Kamala Harris ran on housing affordability policy. And in fact, the policy was designed for you, a first-time homebuyer. So she ran on a $25,000 subsidy. She wanted to give you $25,000 to buy a house. Okay.
Then why didn't she mention that when she was asked what she would do differently? It just seems to me that there was some sort of.
I want to clarify. So she was asked a question: what would have you done differently than Biden? That was probably what she would have done differently in the last 4 years. not with her campaign moving forward. And she made this housing affordability policy literally so well known. In fact, I'd even argue that her $25,000 housing affordability policy was her most known policy of the entirety of her administration. So I just want to ask a quick question. What is Donald Trump's housing affordability policy?
See, that I'm not entirely sure on. Okay, I told you I lived in a conservative house, and I'm getting the information from my parents. But as someone who is currently I live in New Jersey.
Wait. What did your parents tell you his housing affordability policy was?
Again, they told me was that his main goal was, number one, to get illegal immigrants out of this country. And when there are illegal immigrants in here, they are purchasing houses and they're just skyrocketing prices, everything like that. Plus the other aspect, I actually did have a question for you on this.
Housing prices go up. Housing prices go up when it is the case if we were to do mass deportation. Do you want to know why?
Actually, yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah, because we like cut millions of people from our labor force. Like the main issue, there's two main issues with the housing market right now. The first main issue with the housing market is that we have massive corporations buying single family homes. What did Kamala Harris want to do? She wanted to stop big corporations like BlackRock or Vanguard from buying single family units. Okay, that's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin, insofar as why we have high housing prices today, is a lack of supply. There's not enough people going out there and building new houses. Okay, there's a lot of reasons why, but one reason why, or one thing that would make it worse, is if we had a smaller labor force. Obviously, if we just like literally expel millions and millions and millions and millions of people from the labor force, including individuals that may work in construction and particularly family housing, guess what? Less people are there to build the houses, so less houses are going to get built, so the pricing of houses goes up. And then a second point, I'm not convinced that undocumented migrants, as is today, have any impact on the pricing of houses. Why? Because unless you're just absurdly fucking rich and you have like $600,000 sitting in your bank account, what do you need? A loan. What bank is going to give a loan to an undocumented migrant?
Yeah, see, this is why I like hopping on these calls, because that was something I wasn't aware of. And I think a big problem in like society today, I go to a very like the school I go to, it's more on the conservative side, and I feel like I'm hearing a lot of conservative talk about that. But I want to be one of those people that are able to branch out and sort of hear both sides of the story, get like the full picture. And I also do feel like there is sort of the issue with, some people in your party, in the Democratic Party, who don't fully understand both sides of the story, don't fully understand that not all conservatives are racist, like white old men who are just all pro-gun, pro-Trump. Like there are some people I feel like me who identify with the conservative party, but only voted Trump because she heard these certain things. And I think that's a problem we need to fix in this country. And I'm hoping people like you can help do that.
Are you saying that a problem we need to fix in this country is like the left's views of the right?
No, the problem we need to fix in the country is more centralized views.
It's like bringing people together?
Sort of like that. I think false media, false TikTok, false everything is just really huge issue.
Yeah,
it's horrible. And I think it falls to both sides though.
It disproportionately falls to the side of Trump. I mean, the only reason why I think that Donald Trump is a popular and very successful politician in America, in modern American history, was because he was the first one to really recognize that you could exploit ignorance, you could exploit a lack of critical thought, and you could exploit a lack of education on politics and surrounding social issues by lying to people with confidence, with no remorse. I will say I'm very disappointed in his overseas policy. I really thought with him in here that he would de-escalate the situation in Ukraine and Russia, and it seems like he's sort of doing the opposite. That was another reason why I probably would have gone on the side of Trump. Yeah, I'd like to just finish real quick, but that's good that you recognize that policy is bad. I think before Trump that we didn't really see such a willingness from mainstream politicians to just lie to their base. Okay, would I be crazy if I said that no politician had ever lied before Trump? Absolutely. I'd be so crazy if I said that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is rather that I don't really think that we've seen a politician as willing and as happy to be an opportunist in the sense of lying to your base without remorse for literally only trying to put yourself further ahead. And that is what MAGA ushered into the GOP. And that is now what the GOP stands 10 toes in the sand behind. And that is why we see such a high level of exploitation of political ignorance and lack of critical thought and education today in America compared to what we've seen in the past. And I will say I do appreciate you for kind of being honest and coming up here to engage in a critical discussion. I do think that obviously if you're being raised in a conservative area with conservative friends and a conservative family, that you are going to accept conservative views. The reason why I think that is obviously true is because, I mean, it was the same way for myself for a long time. But I think that engaging in these discussions is really, really good. So is there anything else you want to talk about before I move on to the next guest?
I sort of also wanted to talk about just the foreign policy. Like, Donald Trump, I feel like, has completely lied about what his plan was.
Wait, are you 16?
I am not 16.
I'm getting reports that in your bio on another platform it says you're born in 08. Just be honest. Just be honest.
I was born in 07. I was born in 07.
Okay, all right.
But
I'm not gonna baselessly believe the people in the chat.
you can kick me if you want, just for your own safety. That's all right. I can give someone else a chance.
No, I'll just double check what they're saying. Go ahead.
I just wanted to talk about foreign policy because Donald Trump has completely lied. But one of the reasons I think many people in America voted for Trump was because of his foreign policy, saying he was going to de-escalate the situation in Ukraine. And I'm just sort of curious, like, Democrats have a history of going to war. Look at Vietnam with Lyndon B. Johnson. Do you think that maybe there was some sort of, like, reason, like, what exactly would have Kamala done differently in this situation?
From Trump or Biden?
From both.
Okay, well, I don't know if she would have done much differently than Biden. I think that she supported, kind of what most Democrats support, a further funding and aid towards Ukraine to kind of hold the red line in the sand against Russia. And I think that that is the most anti-war approach that could be taken because of the potentiality of future conflict with future Russian expansionism to expand into other countries and other areas to rebuild the USSR. Do you know what happened in 2014 under the Obama-Biden administration?
No. I was 7 years old.
Yeah. You're 7 years old in 2014. Yeah, adds up with you saying that your birth year is 2007. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and trust that you're 18 now. Well, Russia annexed Crimea, which is a region of Ukraine. And what was America's response to this? Well, their response was to do nothing, was to be complete isolation, say that we don't need to get involved at all. We're just going to let them do their thing, which is Donald Trump's current approach to Ukraine. Okay, well, what did Russia do with that? Okay, Russia then got that region of Ukraine. They pulled back. They reloaded, they rebuilt, and then they just invaded the rest of the country. When we don't hold red lines in the sand against Russia, and we can successfully fund and support humanitarian aids and causes to reject ethnic cleansing and to reject imperialism and to reject Russian expansionism, I think that is best for humanity and best for our own country, because if Russia were to rebuild, they only become a larger threat on the global stage to us and to other countries in NATO.
And do you think, though, with a Kamala presidency and continued funding toward Ukraine, that there was going to be a threat of a World War III, like a lot of conservatives were saying?
A higher threat of a World War III would fall under not doing anything compared to supporting Ukraine. Because when we don't do anything, all of a sudden other countries in NATO have to step up further. The UK is now saying that they may even put boots on the ground in Ukraine. And Russia would have an easier time annexing the rest of the region to then step back, lock, reload, and then continue to invade other countries that used to be in the USSR. And I think that sets a greater precedent of a threat of World War III compared to just holding the red line in the sand against Russia as it exists now.
All right, well, I guess we can both pray that we don't go to a World War III. Thank you so much for talking to me, though. Like, I really appreciate just being able to be educated outside of the bubble I live in.
Yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, I think that sums it up perfectly. I'll stay on the live and hear what other people have to say.
Have a good one, Katie. I do appreciate you for coming up here and being good faith. A lot of you guys in the chat were like speculating that she was like younger, like 16 or 17. I looked for evidence. I couldn't find it. And then honestly, like her birth year lined up with a couple statements that she had made. But maybe based upon like what we've seen in the past with other guests, because she was so respectful and open-minded, she may have been a minor. I don't know what it is. Like the younger people that will like come up on my live, like LARPing as adults, saying that they're older than they are, but meanwhile they're like children, are the most respectful, which is really bad. Like I wish that the adults could act as more adults than the children, right? Kayla, thank you for the $20 super chat over on YouTube. Kayla says, "Hi, Dean. I think that you're very intelligent and funny, but two things. One, you're talking way too smart for these people." Okay. Good critique. And two, do you think that you could set aside a portion of the stream to answer questions about current issues? Yeah, we did that yesterday and I had a lot of fun with it. Thank you for the love, Kayla. Then also Declan with the $20 super chat as well, saying, "Hey, Dean, I just wanted to say I love seeing your streams every day. When that one guy said that Trump is doing everything that he had said he would, he's actually just doing what he said he wouldn't by implementing Project 2025. Base, W argument, Declan." Fire. Okay. All right. Hey, what is going on? Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Okay, awesome. How old are you?
I am 20.
Awesome. Real quick, if you are watching the stream and you want to support me and support the stream, keep the studio running for 4 hours a day, you could find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in the bio over here on TikTok, where you get 100% of the revenue, as well as you could attach your name and a message, which I could read off and shout out. You could find the Venmo and the PayPal and the pinned message over on the YouTube stream, where you could also support via Super Chats. But go ahead and take it away, Taylor. I'd love to know why you decided to vote for Donald J. Trump, the worst president in modern American history.
So I voted for Trump because I agree with a lot of his policies on immigrants, on gun violence, and on the climate and stuff like that.
On the climate, bro, I don't know. Like, listen, I'd say like the best MAGA view for Donald Trump's environmental policy and statements is to just ignore them and act like they don't exist. And then if a liberal brings them up in a debate, to pivot away from them as successfully and fast as possible. You cannot say that you support the position that human-caused climate change isn't real and that maybe the Democrats are controlling the weather and making hurricanes. Come on. But I don't even really want to talk about that. I want to start by discussing immigration. So about immigration, what specifically do you agree with Trump on?
So I believe that anyone that comes into our country should do it the correct way. Now, I do believe that it is a long system that needs to be fixed, and there needs to be a faster way to be able to like be in the country. But I do believe that we should be doing it legally, because when people come in,
That's the Democrat stance as well. Is that we should reform the legal processes to make them available to everybody that is entered into our country with use of undocumented means, and offer the undocumented migrants that are already in America a pathway to residency or citizenship.
yeah, and I totally agree with that it needs to be fixed, but I don't think that any illegals should be coming our country and given like money and given housing and like refuge. Like, I don't think that should.
Okay. Do you think that's happening?
I think, yes, it is.
Okay. Why do you think that's happening?
There was an illegal immigrant that was in our country.
Can we say undocumented migrant?
Undocumented migrant that was in our country, and they have caused a lot of violent crimes in our country.
That's an entirely separate argument. The first argument that you made was that undocumented migrants are a drain on public resources. I ask you why you think undocumented migrants are a drain on public resources, and now you're saying it's because they commit violent crimes. So let's just kind of compartmentalize, and those two positions, and like just acknowledge that they're distinct and separate, so we could kind of have different discourse as it relates to both positions. I'm going to go ahead and just respond to the first position. So you said that they're draining public resources. That is not true. Okay. Undocumented migrants are productive providers in the American economy, and that is a fact. Undocumented migrants pay $100 billion in taxes per year, and they get less of a benefit off of the money that they fund our government than you, me, or any other citizen. They don't get access to Social Security. They don't get access to Medicaid or Medicare. They don't get access to food stamps. They don't get access to EBT. They don't get access to any of these social safety nets. So they're better productive providers, proportionally speaking, than citizens.
But when they're doing these jobs, that's fine if they want to work, but then they're taking jobs from U.S. citizens.
Okay, so we should give the U.S. citizens that may be less qualified than an undocumented migrant that took the job. Is that what you believe in?
I think that if they can do the job, then yes.
Okay, well, this would be a good time for me to play the clip of Charlie Kirk saying that the U.S. should be a merit-based country, and DEI is bad for the prosperity of America. Would this be an appropriate time to play that clip to get your thoughts? Because you do understand what you're advocating right now is for a suppression of undocumented workers that may be more skilled than an American worker to complete a job that would lead to more efficient, more productive, and better economic outcomes to give a precedent to the American worker, even though it would slow GDP growth, it would reduce the productivity of our labor force, and lead to less efficient outcomes.
I believe that if they're illegal, they should not be able to have a job in the United States. So yes, I do believe that it should go to
Why?
the US.
Wait, why do you think that? Why
Because
don't
they
you
didn't
think that
come to our
undocumented migrants should be able to work?
Because they're not in our country legally, so why would they
Okay.
get the benefits of our country?
Wait. But you understand that it's not just like an exclusive benefit for the undocumented migrant in the fact that they get to support themselves, but it's also a benefit for a country. This is why I think that a lot of people on the left accuse individuals on the right that hold these positions as being racist or xenophobic, because you were literally so hell-bent on punishing undocumented migrants, even though the only reason they entered into the country with the use of undocumented means is because of how Republicans and Democrats have completely neglected the legal means of entry into our country for all of modern American history. But you're so hell-bent on punishing them that you want to hurt and punish yourself, and you want to hurt and punish all other American citizens, and you want to punish the American economy as a whole. It's like you guys talk about wasteful expenditure. You guys talk about reducing the size of the federal government and making it more efficient. But then as soon as the conversation shifts to immigration, you literally want to make our government and our economy less efficient. You're like, oh, yes, I want to forego $100 billion per year in taxes because undocumented migrants don't deserve those jobs. I want to forego a portion of $1.7 trillion added to the American economy in the next 10 years because undocumented migrants came with the use of illegal means. Like, obviously, this is the worst plan conceivable to mankind because of the inefficient, bad outcomes that it produces, not only for them, but for us too. The better route is maybe just offering these undocumented migrants in our country that have not committed violent crimes a pathway to residency or citizenship.
And I totally agree with making
Stella,
it
thank you for the
easier.
galaxy.
I do believe that it should be easier to become a citizen in our country. I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying that the people that are in here illegally and know that they're in here illegally and not trying to become a citizen, that is what the citizens of the United States should have the priority over them.
Okay,
because
let
we
me-
need to focus on our own country.
Let me just, dude, that is focusing on our country. I just told you why. I think I have a good way of driving my point home here. What is the purpose of a government?
To help the states and control laws and policies in our country
And what is the purpose of laws and policies?
so that things don't go nuts or go crazy.
So
Like,
to produce good outcomes for the state or for the country, right?
yes.
Okay. So we should realistically only be advocating for laws and policies that lead to good outcomes, right?
Yes.
So what's the good fucking outcome that mass deportation or taking the ability to work on an ITIN away from undocumented migrants serves?
Well, when we have illegal immigrants in our country, we're not giving those opportunities to the citizens in our own country.
It creates more opportunity for American workers because it enforces the labor force of America and grows the American economy, industrializes American manufacturing, which creates more jobs for more people.
It still doesn't solve the fact that they're not in here.
That's where mass amnesty comes in. The way that we solve the fact that they do not have a legal status in America is mass amnesty, which is offering them a pathway to residency or citizenship. Do you see my view now? See how it makes sense? See how I'm cooking? I'm like, oh, undocumented migrants are great for this country. So let's not deport them all because it will hurt them and our country. But let's rather offer them a pathway to residency or citizenship. It's very simple.
But how about all of the people that are in here that are committing those crimes?
I don't mind responding to that, but I don't think you put too much of a preface on violent crimes. I don't think you care that much. Can I
What
tell you
about
why?
No, what about Lake and Riley?
What about E. Jean Carroll? So you're telling me that all undocumented migrants need to suffer the consequence of the one undocumented migrant that unalived Lake and Riley, but then you'll turn around and say that Donald Trump should serve as the president of America today, even though he raped E. Jean Carroll.
I think that there's other illegal immigrants that have committed violent crimes that aren't as talked about as Lake and Riley.
JK, thank you so much for the money gun. Of course you won't respond, address, or even acknowledge my point. Here's my claim about undocumented migrants in America that have committed violent crimes. And let's actually talk about Lake and Riley for a second here. I think that the Lake and Riley Act is one of the worst pieces of legislation pushed through our Congress in modern American history. And if I was president, I would have vetoed it in a heartbeat.
Can I ask why?
Because it deported undocumented migrants that were merely accused of committing violent crimes, and it did not give them any due process where they were given an innocent or guilty conviction. That's really bad for two reasons. First, it's bad for the reason that of an undocumented migrant was accused of committing a violent crime when in all reality they didn't. Well, now we're punishing somebody for something they didn't do. The second reason was because if they are accused of committing a violent crime that they did do and they are deported, well, it's not like they're going to land in a jail cell in their home country because there's no due process in America. They're going to go back to their home country and roam free as an innocent person, meaning that this child rapist could go out and rape another child. We need to give them due process in America, not only for their own concerns, but also for the safety of others.
Well, I think in a lot of those countries that they get deported to, they also get in trouble with their own government.
No, they don't. No, they don't, because they weren't given due process. Why would somebody in Venezuela get in trouble for an American accusing them of rape?
A lot of them will get in trouble for leaving their home country in the first place. So when they get deported back there,
Wait. You get in trouble for leaving? Wait, I'm so sorry. If I go to Europe tomorrow, America's going to be mad at me?
not like just leaving, but like a lot of them are escaping things in their home country.
Oh, what would they be escaping?
Crimes that they've done, things that they are trying to get away from that they have.
Oh, so now we're speculating.
Well, it's just, I'm not saying all of them are doing that.
I have
but
a
that
question.
is-
Did the Lake and Riley Act only deport individuals accused of violent crimes if they were also found guilty of a crime in their home country?
No.
No.
But if they're the people that were accused under the Lake and Riley Act, was there any evidence at all that they did those crimes?
So the answer to your question is there can be evidence, but it doesn't require evidence. It just requires an accusal.
An accusal meaning saying someone came.
They just
for-
need to be arrested for a violent crime. That's all.
But how can they be arrested without the evidence?
Because the standard of evidence that is required to generate probable cause for an arrest is significantly lower than the standard of evidence required to generate, like a guilty conviction in a criminal court. In a lot of American states, if you call the cops on somebody, accuse them of committing a crime, and identify yourself, meaning that you do not maintain anonymity, they can be arrested on the basis of probable cause.
Yes, and I agree with that, and I mean, I do agree that there should be more evidence in each
Okay,
of
so
those
then you agree
people
that the Lake and
accused.
Riley Act was a very bad piece of legislation.
Overall, I do not think it is bad, but I do think that there should be more evidence. Yes.
Wait, why is it? Wait, so you're saying that it's not bad to let child rapists roam free in the streets when you had them in your hands?
They shouldn't run free in our country, no.
So you only think it's bad if they're in America? Dude, what about non-American little girls? What the
Yes.
fuck?
And they are sure in their country they're gonna get arrested for
No,
something that
no,
they
no,
do
no,
in their
no.
country.
Oh, so see, you're fucking speculating. It's all speculative. You're giving me a trust me, bro. You've literally constructed this delusion in your head where you think, oh, it's definitely the case of a guilty undocumented migrant that's arrested and deported on the basis of an accusation. They'll definitely go on to commit another crime. Doesn't that just make my fucking point stronger? You're saying that these individuals who are arrested for a crime are going to be deported with no evidence, and if they actually committed it, they're just going to go and recommit that same crime in another country. That's exactly why I don't support the bill.
Yeah, but they're still illegal and they did it in our country, so they should not be in our country.
Oh my God. Wait. So you're saying that you like it just because it's getting them out of America, and you don't care that under your view, they're definitely going to go abuse a child elsewhere?
No, I don't agree that they should abuse
So then
any
it's a bad
children.
bill.
I don't overall agree it's a bad bill. There's things that need to be improved.
Bro, wait, I'm so sorry. Why is it a good idea overall, in this overall sense, to either falsely convict and punish people that are innocent, or to deport somebody that's guilty to roam free in the streets to grape another kid? What is
I
the good
don't
outcome of the Lake and Riley Act?
that it's putting them away and getting them out of our country for illegal people that
That's
have
a bad
committed
outcome.
violent
The reason
crimes.
that's a bad outcome is because the way that it's putting them away is it's just putting them on the streets of another country to roam free to recommit.
Well, then I believe that there should be improvements in that bill that somehow get them.
Exactly. It needs to be
Yes,
improved because overall it's a bad bill.
I think the overall idea of it is not. But I do think it needs
I
improvements.
have a question. If there's a burglar that comes into your house and your solution to this is to take them and lead them to your best friend's house, unlock the door for them and let them in and go back to your own, was that overall a good idea or a bad idea?
Well, obviously that's a complete different situation.
Just answer my question.
No.
It's a bad idea, right? And
Yes.
it's a bad idea because why?
Well, you don't want your best friend to die, obviously.
Yeah, you got this criminal on the line that's going to do a bunch of bad things, already has done a bunch of bad things. So your solution to that is just to make sure they're not in your house and just lead them to somebody else's house to steal from them. Well, it's kind of like the
No.
logic here. It's like
I
for
d-
like an undocumented migrant that's accused of a crime that they actually did commit. Like, so the solution here is just to let them roam free in the streets of another country where they could recommit. But if anything, the reality of the Lake and Riley Act is worse because not every undocumented migrant that's accused of a violent crime is guilty, and it's also falsely punishing innocent people.
I do think, and like I said, there needs to be improvements. Yes.
So it's overall a bad idea. Just
I
like
don't-
leading a burglar from your house to your best friend's house is overall a bad idea.
I think that
About to get
it
pissed.
can be a good bill. It just needs
Oh my
improvement.
God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You're a cultist. You are a cultist. This is why Donald Trump remains in power. This is why he got reelected after raping a woman. This is why he got reelected after trying to steal and rig the election from Biden in 2020. This is why he got reelected after announcing bad policy that hurts anybody making under $395,000 per year. You don't give a shit. You don't treat politics like some field that has genuine impacts on your life and the lives of those around you. You treat it like a goddamn sports game. Okay? It's the emotional reaction versus the logical reaction. I'm a big fan of the CU Buffs. I spent 2 years going to CU. Deion Sanders is a great fucking coach, and his son, Shadur, is a great fucking QB. Okay? All right? But his first year serving as a coach of the CU Buffs, it was rough. He didn't have enough time to get to put a good team together. And even though we lost like 5 to 7 games, you know what my response was? The CU Buffs are the best fucking team in the league. Okay? But what kind of response was that? Was that an emotional response or a logical response? It was an emotional response. What would the logical response be? That no, they're not the best team in the league. There's a great prospect in the future of it because they might be able to get picks from the draft better in the next 2 or 3 years as their team will gain more notoriety and prevalence as a huge contender in the Pac-12. Okay? That's a logical response. Okay? And I feel like you give that same type of emotional response to Donald Trump and his whole administration because I'm giving you, right, an explanation why overall the Lake and Riley Act was bad. And instead of being like, well, logically, Dean, you're right. I'm a big fan of Trump. And not the draft for college. Okay, I just pissed off some college football fans. But instead of being like, logically speaking, it is a bad bill, instead you just say, well, emotionally, I just got to accept that it's good because, well, you know, it's on my side of the aisle.
No, I don't agree with everything that Trump proposes. I do not.
So then explain to me why overall the Lake and Riley Act is still a good bill in lieu of all the problems that I was able to successfully demonstrate. Last time I asked you to explain why overall you still think it's a good piece of legislation is because you're still getting these bad people out of our country. This is like saying overall leading a burglar from your house to your best friend's is a good idea because you're still getting the burglar out of your house.
I think that yes, probably, and I don't want those people to roam free in other countries hurting other children. That is not
So then it's a
okay.
bad bill overall.
Sure.
Great. Any other reasons why you voted for Trump?
I think he isn't. I think that he is not necessarily a good speaker. I don't agree with that, but I do like that he just says it how it is, and he doesn't like, what's the word? He doesn't like just go with what other people say, and he doesn't try to make other people happy. He just goes with how it is.
That doesn't make him a good fucking president. Wait, even if that was true, that wouldn't make him a good fucking president. I have a couple friends that are real honest and tell the blatant truth of what they think and feel 24/7. Okay, I'm thinking of a friend right now in my head. I want to say their name. I'm not going to because they'd be mad at me. God damn, they would not be a good president. Okay, but building on top of that, it is the case. It's not Parker. It's a friend from college. Building on top of that, he doesn't tell the honest truth and how he feels. During his first presidency, he told over 30,000 lies, and he told the biggest lie that any sitting president has ever told with his denial of the outcome of the 2020 election.
Yes, I think every politician isn't honest all the time.
Yeah, but him more than anyone else. There's never been a politician that has served the American people that has been more dishonest than Donald J. Trump.
There's plenty of lies that other presidents that have told.
That's right, there has. But nobody's been more dishonest than he has.
But where's the evidence that he's lied more than other presidents?
Well, I mean, I did indicate to you the very specific evidence. 30,000 lies during his first term were the biggest lie that any sitting president has ever told with his denial of the outcome of the 2020 election. Like, what are like the other big lies that you could think of that came from a president? Watergate? Bill Clinton? Okay, yeah, those were pretty big fucking lies. Okay, that wasn't as big as the largest internal attack on our democracy since the Civil War. Oh, she left. Okay, we're going to go to move on to the next guest. Here we go, everyone. Everybody just go ahead and give us a minute, y'all. We got the next guest loading up in. If you are in that queue, make sure that you voted for Trump, y'all. By the way, Parker should be joining us pretty soon. And by the way, guys, please make sure that you're double tapping, sharing that live out with a couple friends. I'm pretty sure that we actually got a live restriction, so I don't think this live is pushing out to anybody new. So we just have to fucking brute force it by spamming the likes, spamming the shares, spamming the taps. We got to absolutely brute fucking force this shit. Okay, you guys? By the way, I don't think this is the Parker. What's up, evil Parker? Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did, honey. How you doing?
That's pretty good accent. Good troll. We're gonna go to move on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. We're gonna go to get Mason up. Yo, Gracie with the 14 Canadian dollars over on YouTube super chat. Thank you for the love, Gracie. Everybody show some love to Gracie. And then also Beth with the $5 as well. Sun with a 5 and Wanda with a 10. Thank you so much. Actually, Wanda with another 10. Thank you, Wanda. You're awesome. All right, yo, what is going on, Mason? Did you vote for Trump? Mason's not here, so we're going to go ahead and boot him and move on. Also, Megan! Megan with the $15 donation on PayPal. While we're getting that next guest up here, I want all 9.5 thousand of you beautiful souls to spam W Megan in that chat. Megan says, thanks for all that you do. I wish it was mandatory to learn about cognitive distortions universally. Like conspiracy theory and how to avoid it through critical thought. I agree, Megan. Then, oh my God, yo, Melissa! Oh my God, Melissa with the $50 donation over on PayPal. Holy crap, Melissa. Dude, everybody, please show some love to Melissa down below in that chat while we are still working on getting that next guest loaded up into the stream for the $50 donation. Melissa says, please continue to educate the American people because, oh my goodness, they need it. Dude, Melissa, I'll never stop. It's what I love to do. I will never stop. 500 Melissa W's. Then also Kira, Kera, with the $5 on PayPal. And Elizabeth with the 20. Thank you for the love, Elizabeth. All right, we're going to get that next guest up here. But also O with the $5 on Venmo saying, don't dumb yourself down for the dummies. I mean, I think it's important to use consumable rhetoric to a point, though. But I do appreciate you for the love. All right, moving on to the next guest here, everybody. Just go ahead and give me a minute. If you're a Trump supporter, go ahead and hop in that queue for me. And if you're one of the 9.3 thousand people watching the stream, go ahead and start double tapping. Hey, what is going on, Cookinator? Did you vote for Trump?
I did not.
Okay, then you actually are a good cook. Great, 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 great. I had the best roast ever conceived of by any human mind ever for Cookinator. If he did tell us that he voted for Trump, I'm not going to lie. That would have been great. That would have been great. But, you know, good thing that they didn't vote for Trump. That's a W at the end of the day. All right, moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everyone. Dude, be patient while we get that next guest loaded in. We are looking for that next guest. Everybody in the queue seems a little bit scared, as it is. We're going to get Liam up here. We're going to get Luke up here. We're going to get Delilah up here. We are getting all of the Trump supporters loaded in, you guys. But they're actually leaving faster than I can invite them. These Trump supporters are scared today. Okay. We have 9.2 thousand people in here. There's at least 4,000 to 5,000 Trump supporters. If you're a Trump supporter watching this live and you're not in that queue, you're scared of the soy boy. Okay? Okay? You're very scared of the soy boy if you're watching the live and you're a Trump supporter and you're not in the queue. Let's go ahead and make that one clear while we're trying to get the next guest up in here. So how about you have a spine, stop being scared of the soy boy, and hop in that queue if you voted for Trump. Okay? All right, you guys. Okay, I do apologize for that person coming up here and screaming the N-word. All right, we need to go over this. If the live gets taken down at any point today, ladies and gentlemen, here's what I want you to do. All 9.3 thousand of you guys. I have a link tree in my bio. If you go to the link tree in my bio, you'll be able to find something that says YouTube. Click on the YouTube, go to the live section, and click on the current live stream. And in fact, I'd really appreciate it if you guys would start spamming in the chat. Go to YouTube if live ends. Just so all the new people coming in can know that as well. What's up, Will? Did you vote for Trump?
Yep.
All right. How old are you?
18.
18. What year are you born in?
Like 2007.
Yeah, get out of here, bud.
Hey.
Fetus. Moving on to the next guest. We got Coach loading up in. Isn't that funny that we have... Actually, it's not fucking funny. It's sad. Let me restart. Isn't it sad that we have more Trump supporters that are willing to come up here and like spam slurs than they are willing to debate? Coach, what's up? Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Awesome. Before we hop into our discussion, I have two people to thank. Oh my God, Janet. Janet with the $50 super chat over on YouTube. Diva Janet is back in the building with us today. Diva Janet says, keep it up, champ. Janet, I love you. We love you. Everybody loves you. You're an absolute queen. 500 Janet W's. And then also, yo, Erica. Dude, you guys are being so incredibly kind today. I do not deserve this. Oh my God. Erica with the $75 donation. Holy shit. Erica says, thank you for all the logic and truth you speak. You give me a little more hope every time I listen to you. Erica, I love you. That's so kind of you. Show some love to Erica, everybody, right now. Show some love to Erica. That is so incredibly kind, Erica. Thank you so much. And then also Tiana with the $5, Alyssa with the $10, and Amber with the $10 as well. Show some love to Janet and Erica, as well as Alyssa, Tiana, and Briar with the $20 super chat over on YouTube as well, saying, looks like we're having a good day. We are having a pretty good day. Thank you for the love, Briar. Show some love to Briar as well. Now, Coach, passing the mic back to you. Why'd you do it? Why'd you vote for Donald Trump?
Well, basically for his immigration policies, lower inflation, lower interest rates, and lower taxes.
Oh, no. Did you know that he actually might lower interest rates, but it's not a good thing?
Well, it is a good thing.
No?
Lower interest rates is lower mortgages.
Hey, man, real quick. Why do... Okay, so the feds, they control the interest rates. Why do the feds sometimes increase interest rates?
To slow down inflation.
Smart guy. You're intelligent. You're right. They increase interest rates to reduce consumer spending to slow inflation. So here's the thing. I have a question. In a recession, is there typically a lot of inflation?
No.
So where are interest rates going to go during a recession?
They'll go down.
They'll go down. The Atlanta Fed went from projecting a 4% growth in the American GDP on the day of inauguration in the first financial quarter of 2025 to now projecting a 3% decline in the GDP. And now Goldman Sachs, as of today, is projecting an even higher likelihood for America going into a recession in the next 2 financial quarters. So I'm actually willing to accept that it's possible that interest rates will go down. But I'd argue that the only reason the interest rates would go down is because America is heading towards a recession.
Okay.
Which is not something we want.
No, but with lower interest rates, you will get growth in the economy.
But listen to this. With lower interest rates, people spend more money, which expedites GDP growth. But the only reason people are spending more money is because interest rates have gone down because America is in a recession. So you're basically saying, let's get in a hole that's 5 feet deep so we could dig our way out 3.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
This is like
that's
saying,
what you're saying.
This is like the equivalent of like, imagine I voted for a candidate that's just going to cause hyperinflation in America. This is like me saying, he's going to increase average wages because of hyperinflation. Trump's going to cause interest rates to go down because of a recession.
Did that happen during his first term?
No, I'm just making.
No,
like
it didn't.
I'm making a hypothetical analogy.
Well,
sir.
don't make hypotheticals. Let's talk facts. You want to talk facts?
So you can't understand abstract thought, you third grader? Okay, really? Want to play that game with me?
Let's be civil. You said, you want to talk the right way. Let's talk the right way. You don't have to start calling me names.
No, I didn't call you a name. I just compared you to a third grader. Can I tell you why I did? And I'll be nice afterwards. Because I need to be more chill. I'm too condescending. Guys, I'm going to check myself. I'm being way too condescending right now. I need to calm it down. Whoa. Okay. Keeping myself in line. So the reason I compared you to a third grader, which I apologize for, is because you told me that we shouldn't deal with any hypotheticals and we can't critically think. So we've been using hypotheticals to critically think to better understand the world around us since third grade. Remember?
No, I know that. But here's the thing. Okay. You only use it when it's to your advantage, because when someone else talks about hypotheticals, then you go right into facts. So I see what you're doing. It's only to your advantage.
So typically when I'm debating people, I do debate to my advantage. I don't debate against my advantage. Why would I do that?
Well, of course not. So let's talk about some of the facts.
Are you seriously critiquing me for just being good at arguing for what I believe in? Is that the critique?
You're good, but some of your facts are wrong.
Like what?
Let's go back to the Lincoln-Riley Act.
Okay.
I think your facts are wrong. Now, maybe I misunderstood you, but did you say the Lincoln-Riley Act said that those people were to be deported? Because that's not part of the act.
Okay, so maybe I just listened to Trump too much. What does the act do? Tell us.
Well, they're to be detained, not deported.
So they're just
which is a big difference.
So they're just kept in like ICE detainment facilities?
Well, I thought you were wrong.
Okay, well, yeah, sure. If it doesn't deport them, but it rather just detains them, I still disagree with it.
I don't, because
I can tell you why. Here. Because the argument goes from saying that we're going to deport individuals for an accusal without due process so they could roam free in the streets of another country.
Well, they're already
to saying illegal. That we're going to keep individuals in internment camps without due process. Like that's really fucked
They're
up,
already here illegally.
They still deserve due process.
Let's get them off the streets.
Wait, dude, they deserve due process. What the fuck? Are you saying that undocumented migrants deserve
but they're going to be
undocumented migrants deserve
until they get it
in detainment centers indefinitely?
Not indefinitely. Who said indefinitely?
Well, I mean, typically individuals that like commit a violent offense are not approve bail unless they're a rich white man that works in a big corporation. So I think that the Lincoln-Riley Act, if what you're saying, which is just a hyper-glamification, which is likely false, and I would love to bring Matt up to describe why you're wrong, is true, how about we just deny bail to violent offenders?
No, because we're talking about
if somebody's
illegal
arrested,
people that are here in our country.
if
That's
somebody,
what we're
if somebody's
talking about.
arrested for like child rape, I don't think they should have bail.
Who are you talking about now?
Like if anybody's
People
like
here legally?
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you agree with mass deportation?
Yes, I do.
Name one reason why mass deportation is better than offering all undocumented migrants who have not committed a violent crime a pathway to residency or citizenship.
Let me ask you a question.
No, answer mine.
Do you consider yourself Democrat, first of all?
Am I a Democrat?
That I need to know. I need to know.
I vote Democrat in elections. I'm a social Democrat, to be more specific.
Okay.
I would appreciate it if you'd answer my question.
Who deport?
I'll answer yours after you answer mine. I muted you, but just by the way, I muted you. Feel free to unmute and answer my question, and then you can answer your own. Go ahead. I mean, stop wasting my time. Unmute yourself. Come on. Hey, if you're one of the 8.8 thousand people in this stream, guys, make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen. Okay.
Hello?
Hey, man, do you want to answer my fucking question, Coach?
I don't know I was muted. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I didn't know I was muted.
You're good. Do you need me to re-ask the question?
Okay. I said, who deported the most people in American history?
Dude, I don't know. Obama? Is that what you want
Yes,
to say?
yes.
Obama. I was right. Okay.
Okay.
I don't mind
So,
responding to
if
that
you're a
after you respond to my
Democrat,
question.
If you're a Democrat, then how are you opposing mass deportation when he deported the most people in American history?
Great
And
fucking
you're a
question.
Democrat.
Great question. I guess
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and answer your question, even though you pivot around mine. How about this? I'll answer your question right now. I won't give you any pushback if you could
Okay.
apologize for pivoting. Apologize to.
Did I pivot? I'm
Yes.
sorry. Okay, I apologize. I didn't know that I did that.
Good boy. Good boy.
Because you pivot all the time.
When Dean says you do something wrong and you did do something wrong, accuse Dean of the same shit. Republicans
Okay,
can never
let's
take
be mature.
accountability.
Let's be mature.
It wasn't fucking, dude. What you just did was equivalent to that of me when I was 7. My mom would say I did something wrong, and I'll be like, it's anybody's fault but my own. That's essentially what you just did. But I'm going to go and just answer your question. So here's my stance on mass deportation. I do not support deporting an undocumented migrant that has not committed a violent crime under any circumstances, okay? And my views on immigration do bleed further left than the views from the DNC, and I'm a little bit closer to the socialists and the communists as it relates to my views on immigration today, okay? And I would condemn any president for deporting undocumented migrants that have not committed violent crimes, including a liberal or a Democrat such as Obama. Now, I'm going to go back to my question, and I'd appreciate it if you would answer it.
Okay,
Give me
I will.
one reason why mass deportation is better than mass amnesty in the sense of offering undocumented migrants that have not committed a violent crime a pathway to residency or citizenship.
Because they're taking our jobs and we're supporting them. And there was a statement
That's a
that you made earlier that
you just gave me
that they were not on Medicare or Medicaid, and that is an untrue fact because we do spend millions or billions of dollars. I'm going to research here.
Emergency
I've got the
services?
information here.
Emergency services?
Uh,
I'll give them a moment, you guys.
I'm looking for it.
While you're looking on that, I'm just going to call you out.
Okay.
While you're looking for that, I'm just going to call you out on a contradiction. You told me that undocumented migrants are taking jobs and are like reliant on the government. The reason that's a contradiction is because if undocumented migrants are taking jobs, that means that they're making money supporting themselves and paying taxes while reaping no benefits like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, or EBT, etc. So when you go from saying that, they're these productive providers that make money and pay taxes, to go saying that they're completely reliant on the government is just like one of the best examples of MAGA hypocrisy.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm in a good mood. I need to calm down. I'll finish the Uncrustable later. Just know that shit's fucking based. Maybe while this guy's researching, we could think a couple donors. Let's see here. Oh my God. Madison, thank you so much for the $10 donation over on Venmo. Madison says, I love your lives. Dude, thank you so much, Madison. I love you so much. Thank you for the $10. Then also Lily with a $15 over on Venmo. Thank you for the love, Lily. Lily says, thank you for all that you do, never giving up on this fight. Thank you so much for the love, Lily and Madison. And then Heather with a $7 and Kenya with a $20. Oh my God, Kenya, thank you. I want to see at least 200 W Kenyas down below in that chat right now. Thank you so much for the love, Kenya, with a $20. That is so incredibly thoughtful and kind. Thank you so much. And then also Brenda with a $5 on PayPal. And then let's see what else here. Aaron with the $2 on PayPal and Kristen with a 1. Thank you guys so much. And then also, yo, Ark! Oh my God, Ark with the $100 super chat on YouTube, bro. What the fuck, Ark? That is ARC. Dude, that is not... You're the man. Thank you, Ark. 1,000 Ark W's. Holy shit, I do not deserve that. That is so much fucking money. Oh my God. Ark says, there you go, buddy boy. Love your videos, man. Bro, yeah, bro, like, how do you like the $100? I'm a trans man and I really support your content. Let's fucking go, Ark. Okay, WU. We all love you. Show some love to Ark in that chat right now. Thank you so much, Ark. You are so incredibly kind. You're so awesome. W's for Ark. Then also, Amber with the $10. L with the $10. Thank you, Amber and L. And then Fabio with the 50 pounds over on YouTube Super Chat as well. Thank you, Fabio and Ark. Dude, holy shit. You guys are being so incredibly kind today. Thank you guys so much. W's for Fabio. W's for Ark. And then Alejandro with the $10 over on PayPal as well, guys. Thank you so much. You guys are so incredible. Yo, real quick, Coach. Could I get a W Fabio, W Ark from you?
Oh, what?
Could you say W Fabio, W Ark, W donors?
W Ark?
Space. So did you find what you're looking for?
Yes, I did. Okay. So illegal immigration, and this is for 2024, cost the U.S. taxpayers $150 billion. Okay. And in Medicaid spending, it was $16.2 billion.
You know what you're reading is
$150 billion for illegal immigration.
You know
that's a lot of money.
Do you know what you're reading is a lie? And they actually admit to it. Like, you're looking at the PDF from the House Republicans off of Congress.gov, right?
Well, this is from the Federation of American Immigration Reform.
Yeah, which is also this. So,
Okay.
so this,
But that's
this
not what
is-
I'm looking
This
at.
is tangential to the House Republican study. So when you read into that, the reason why they calculate as $150 billion per year for undocumented migrants is because they include expenditure for the children of undocumented migrants that are natural U.S.-born citizens. So that is simply not true. And I mean, like, seriously, watch this. Name one federal program that benefits undocumented migrants.
I don't know.
Exactly. So all these like big fucking figures of like $150 billion for undocumented migrants, that is coming from the like emergency services for undocumented migrants because they can go to hospital for emergency services. That's coming from programs like Medi-Cal in states like California that does give healthcare to low-income undocumented migrants. But like 90% of that comes from benefits for the U.S. citizen children of undocumented migrants, which is a lot of that is education because education is expensive. So yeah, here you go, man.
Yeah, well, the government's paying for this, so
yeah, but it's not.
Immigration
for
is
undocumented
costing us money,
bro.
and
It's not for undocumented migrants. The citizens, the children are the ones that get 90% of those benefits, and they are citizens. They are American.
Well, I'm not sure the entire $150 billion is going towards them.
I named you like the 3 programs that could benefit undocumented migrants.
Right.
I want you, which is emergency services in emergency rooms in hospitals across our country. By the way, Medicaid only expenses $16.5 billion per year on that, assuming that every single one of those individuals is an undocumented migrant. Undocumented migrants still pay in 5 times more than they take out because they pay $100 billion in taxes per year. Then also, Anon, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. I appreciate that. And then Madeline, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo, and Annie with the $20 as well. Annie says, thanks for giving us continual hope to us young leftists. You're awesome, Annie. And then Madeline says, can you open your Cameo back up? Yeah, actually, I've been planning on that. I sure will. Shout out to Maddie and Annie. So do you see how you got dunked on
No, I didn't get dumped on.
Oh,
I
real
still
quick.
stand by what I say.
Real quick.
I don't think what you told me gave me all the information that I need.
Okay, well, listen, go do more research, then we could bring another guest up. Just tell me one federal program that benefits undocumented migrants. But I do want to thank ARC for another $65 donation over on YouTube Super Chat. Dude, 650 W's for ARC. ARC says, I'm a woman, lol, but it's okay. There you go. I have to give you more. This shit's fun for me to watch. Okay, well, first and foremost, ARC, I do apologize. One moment. I do apologize for misgendering you, and I do really appreciate you so much for the love, ARC. You are phenomenal. Everybody, please show some love to ARC down below in that chat. And once again, I do seriously apologize for misgendering you. You're awesome. Everybody, please show some love to ARC. WARC, you guys. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you.
WARC. Okay. Can we touch real quickly on tariffs?
Sure, we could talk about whatever you want.
Okay. Well, I'm for tariffs because I think if other countries charge us tariffs, why can't we charge them the same thing that they're charging us? It's only fair.
Great question. So first, the idea that all of the tariffs that Donald Trump are implementing are reciprocal is false. Canada, prior to the implementation of Donald Trump's tariffs, only effectively tariffed 1% of the goods that we import. The reason why I say 1% is because the way in which their tariff structures worked on America is if they imported more than particular quotas, then we started to pay tariffs, but we never hit the quotas. So no, we didn't. Canada didn't have any effective year-by-year tariffs that were paid by American companies on our exports to them, and then he turns around and imposes 25% blanket tariffs on him. So straight up fucking lie, okay? But even if it was true that it's not an effective way to get that other country to reduce their tariffs on us, every single time we've increased tariffs on China, they've only increased tariffs on us. And this is evidently true. If you look at a graph of every time we've increased tariffs on China in accordance with U.S. agricultural exports, they fucking plummeted because China's counter tariffs. The only effective way to get other countries to reduce their tariffs on America is to enter into trade agreements with them, okay? And we know it works, and we know that Donald Trump, of all people, is actually able of doing this because he passed the USMCA under his first administration. Reciprocal tariffs only hurt us, only hurt other countries. If you want things to be fair and you want other countries to reduce their tariffs on us, we need to seek diplomacy through trade agreements.
Yeah, and no one has ever done that.
Donald Trump did it with the USMCA. Yes, he reduced tariffs between America and Mexico and Canada in his first term. Also, the TPP. The TPP was a huge trade agreement between 12 countries that aimed to reduce tariffs and other barriers to trade to globalize the commerce. So actually, they happen a lot. Oh no, I just spilled my water. No.
Okay. Well, I think we're done.
Oh wait, why? Why are we done? We're not done.
Because unless you still want to talk, what else you want?
We're not done we're not done until you say, okay, Dean, I see your side. I no longer support Trump.
Oh, I still support Trump.
No, but it's like every point that you brought up, I was able to disprove with facts.
No.
Yes.
You thought you did, but you didn't change my mind on anything.
So facts don't change your mind?
No, because you didn't give me complete facts.
Okay. What would you like more of an expansion for myself on to convince you you're wrong?
You're not going to convince me I'm wrong because your mind is made up.
Dude, see what I mean? Like your
what did Biden do for 4 years? And then the Democrats, they just hid his condition. They tried to tell us he was okay, and we all know he was not okay.
Yeah,
and that's why they had the coup to try to get him out.
And the Republicans
and then they put in Kamala, who had no experience of doing anything.
Wait, Kamala Harris has more experience than Trump.
As far as what?
As far as public office in all branches of government.
Well,
she served in one moment.
But...
She served in the executive branch of our government as a vice president. She served in the judicial branch of our government as a DA, an AG, and a lawyer. And she served in the congressional branch of our government as a senator. She has more experience in government than Donald Trump. Also, wasn't the whole lack of experience in politics like the biggest talking point for Donald Trump's campaign in 2016? Boom. You're saying this other shit like, oh, what did Biden and Harris do? They were only the most effective presidential administration in modern American history, sir. They passed the PACT Act, the Infrastructure Bill, the Inflation Reduction Act, the American Rescue Plan, the Chips and Science Act. What did Trump do? Tax cuts for the billionaires? Oh my God, what did Trump do? The USMCA that he's now actively disavowing by imposing tariffs on the same countries that the USMCA reduced them on? Huh. God, I'm mute. But I guess I do gotta thank Jenna! Jenna, thank you for the $50 donation over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much for the love, Jenna. That is so incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much, Jenna. You are awesome. Jenna says, for the Uncrustables fun, appreciate all that you do, Dean. Dude, Jenna, I appreciate it. You're going to keep me stocked with the Uncrustables for like the next month straight. You are so fucking based. I want to see nothing but W's for Jenna with the $50. Holy shit, dude, that is so much money. Oh my God, dude. Jenna, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jenna. Thank you. You're awesome. Huge love to Jenna. Then also Abby with $1 on Venmo. I do want to point it out. If you're watching on TikTok and you're like, hey, I want to support this guy, he's pretty cool. You can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in the bio. Yeah, that's right. I get 100% of the proceeds over there and you'll get a shout out. Also, Trize, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. Now, Coach, go ahead and feel free to respond, quite frankly. That's right.
Well, I was just going to say, Kamala was supposed to be our border czar, and the border just was out of control. So what do you want to say about that?
Well, you ask a good question. My question to you is, do you know what her like specific duties were as it applied to the southern border?
Well, I would say to be a border czar, you should secure the border. The border was not secure.
Okay.
Was it?
Her specific... No, it was so secure, bro. I'm just kidding. So the specific duties of Kamala Harris was to diplomatically work with Southern Latin American countries to like reduce the negative impacts that COVID had on them by fixing socioeconomic conditions to reduce the incentive that migrants would have to come to America in the first place. And, you know, she did that pretty successfully. She was able to reduce migration from Guatemala by upwards of 50%. I think what you mean to say is just like overall, the Biden-Harris administration was ineffective at, addressing issues at the southern border. But like that's because Donald Trump stopped them. I mean, like he torpedoed.
Oh, Donald Trump stopped them. Come on.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Are you denying his own word of mouth? He said that he would torpedo the bipartisan border bill at a rally in Nevada.
That bill was, yeah, but you're not telling everything that was included in that bill. That was not a good bill.
Why? All the pork?
Yes.
Okay, then why'd the Republicans still pass that half? Dude, come on. Please, dude. You know, they still pass that shit. They only wrote out the border provisions and still passes $70 billion in funding to other countries.
Bro. I don't know about that.
Yeah, no. And then they tried to revitalize the border provisions. It was like Public Law 115-48, April 24th, 2024. Chris Murphy formed a coalition with Langford to jumpstart it. And they just, wanted to push this solo border bill. And it didn't get past the House committees because Donald Trump had already told the Republicans that he didn't want it.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Hey, you as well, Coach. I hope that you have a good rest of your day, man.
Okay. Bye.
We're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone just go ahead and give us a minute. All right. Let's see what we got here. If you're in that queue, make sure that you voted for Trump. I actually saw a pretty funny comment on this clip of the lives the other day. Someone was saying, like, Dean is clip farming on bot lobbies. Thought that was funny. All right. Hey, what is going on? And did you vote for Trump?
Hello. You can hear me okay?
Oh, yeah. What time is it?
11? I didn't technically vote for Trump.
Okay. We are just going to debate people that did. I guess we should go over the rules again. If you're in the queue, make sure that means that you're from America, you're at least 18, and you voted for Donald J. Trump. What is going on, Brian? Did you vote for Trump?
No, I didn't. But
All right, moving on. Here we go. Everybody just go ahead and give us one moment. Quite frankly, we got Cassandra loading up in the box. Here we go. Doesn't look like Cassandra's joining. We'll also get this doctor's loading in. Dr. Tammy is loading in. Please load in, Dr. Tammy. Hey, thank you for the sunglasses. I appreciate everyone for all the gifts on TikTok today. You guys are awesome. All right, we got Pierce loading in. We'll see who's next. Here we go. What's up, Pierce? Did you vote for Trump?
Yep.
How old are you?
21.
Phenomenal. Before we hop into our debate, I got to thank a couple people. Clea with $3 over on PayPal. Thank you so much, Clea. Everyone, show some love to Clea. Then Leah with a $20 donation over on Venmo. Thank you for the love, Leah. Leah says, thank you for radicalizing you. Let's fucking go. I radicalized Leah. Fucking base. Let's get it. W's for Leah getting radicalized by me. That is awesome. Then also, Minashi, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. I don't even want to read their message off there. That's crazy. But thank you for the $10. All right. Yo, then also Valerie, thank you so much for the $20 super chat over on YouTube. Thank you so much, Valerie. 200 Valerie W's. Valerie says, I hate politics, but you make it fun. I try to. And I mean to make it fun for you guys, but also for myself, dude. I can't just have boring debates for 4 hours a day. But anyways, Pierce, go ahead and unmute yourself and take it away, man. Why'd you vote for Trump?
Yeah, because of you guys.
Yeah, you hated the guy on the phone screen so much that you voted for Trump. Touch grass, get a social life. Even if Trump was infinitely better than Kamala Harris and the only reason you voted for him was because you didn't really like that 20-year-old on the phone screen, holy shit, you are in need of a partner. You're in need of a better relationship with your parents. You're in need of some friends. Please go out to the bar with the boys. Please pick up a hobby.
Yep.
Good.
No, I just think that you guys present the left as way too far left, just way too far left.
What? You don't think
you guys need to be more middle ground?
I'm a social democrat. You don't think that like communists or socialists are further left than I am?
I don't know. I feel like y'all are pretty far left.
I feel like people on the far left would disagree. Like typically, like people on the far left, like they have like a inclination to not really like me. Or like other social democrats because they view our views as like right. Like just like objectively speaking, like I'm not far left.
So if you're not far left, what would Trump have to do for you to gain his vote?
What would Trump have to do to get me to gain his vote?
Yep.
In a practical sense, there's nothing he could do to gain my vote.
Okay, exactly.
You want to know why?
You're extremely far left.
You want to know why?
Let's hear it.
Yeah, because he can't change what he's already done. He can't change the fact that he raped Eugene Carroll. He can't change the fact that he willfully and intentionally let violent offenders out of jail to roam free in the streets of America. He can't change the fact that he tried to steal the election from Biden in 2020.
Yeah,
like those are pretty like fair red lines, yeah.
Well, you can't change the fact that you're a racist, so whether you say sorry or not.
Are you sure that you want to argue that point?
Well, the point that you just presented, I'm bringing the exact same point except something you did, so, all right?
Okay, do you think that a child rapist could ever be forgiven?
Yeah, anybody can.
Can Hitler be forgiven?
Depends. If it depends what your moral standards are.
I'm asking you and your moral standards.
It'd be really hard to forgive him. Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be really hard to forgive a child rapist?
I feel like that's a different level than genocide.
I think that it's still pretty sufficiently fucked up, though.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Your hypotheticals are just extreme, like very extreme. Nobody listens to these hypotheticals.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and reframe what I said in this way. Donald Trump continues to persist.
Obviously.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and speak. I'm gonna go ahead and speak.
Good boy. Go ahead.
So I'm a good boy if I speak?
Yep. Go ahead.
I mean, I do check DM requests from people before I bring them up. I saw that you were texting me some shit like that last night at 2 a.m. as well.
Oh yeah, let's show.
Yeah, not the first time you've tried to call Dean a good boy and requested things from him. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and speak now. Thank you very much, Pierce. So to pick up where I left off, I did bring up the fact that Donald Trump can't change the fact that he tried to rig and steal the outcome of an election and the constitutional crisis in which he continues to set forth. And how that impedes upon the functions of the American democracy and erodes our checks and balances, and how it continues to do so until today. I'm sorry, that was crazy. I'm sorry. That was crazy. Pierce wasn't actually in my DMs, I swear to God. I was slandering his name. But anyways, to continue to pick up where I left off, for you to compare this to like me saying the N-word when I was 14, saying that I'm still racist today, I believe is a bad comparison. The reason I find this to be a bad comparison is that I've very obviously changed who I am as a person and the way that I treat the world around me and the way that I continue to walk my path of political debates and content creation on the internet, as well as my interpersonal relationships. Meanwhile, Donald Trump continues to set forth new unprecedented attacks and threats to America as a whole, and continues to disrespect our Constitution and our civil rights, liberties, and freedoms.
Okay. Yeah, well, I disagree, but let's.
How can you disagree? Yesterday he said that he wasn't joking and he might run for a third term.
Okay, yeah, no, let's talk about.
Wait, address that, because you said that he doesn't continue to set forth these threats. Yesterday he set forth a threat.
I mean, that's not a threat.
It is. It's a threat to our Constitution. What's the 22nd Amendment?
Yeah, 8 years, 2 terms, whatever. Yeah, but let's be real. That's never gonna happen. I mean, do you genuinely think that he's gonna go for a third term or make an attempt to? Make a legitimate attempt to.
Making a legitimate attempt to go for a third term, I absolutely believe that will happen. Yes.
Well, yeah, that's just delusional.
Wait, why? So why is that delusional? What in the slightest? You understand that Steve Bannon has been working on creating plans for Donald Trump to run for a third term for the last year and a half, and Donald Trump has quote unquote joked about running for a third term for the last year and a half as well, until confirming to an author from NBC yesterday that he quote unquote is not joking, and that there's multiple methods that he could use to go about it. And he even described one of these methods. He said that he could have JD Vance run for the presidency with himself as the vice president. And there is other methods that he could try as well, but he's unwilling to describe them now. I'm so sorry. Saying that he might actually end up doing that is delusional.
Well, I guess it's just a wait and see game, and we'll see who's right.
But we could obviously use the facts I just shared to create an inductive argument to reason to the conclusion that there's a high probability he will try to run for a third term. Of course, we don't have a crystal ball, but all the facts seem to point to that. Can you demonstrate to me how the facts don't seem to point to Donald Trump trying to run for a third term?
Okay, can you be genuine on this in your answer that I'm about to ask? So I'd imagine you played some blackjack here and there. You may have gone to a casino. I mean, you're older than 18, right? If you were an odds maker, what would the odds be of Trump legitimately making an attempt to run for a third term and not making an attempt? What would you think the odds would be?
70-30, 80-20.
So 20% he
doesn't.
Dude, that is crazy. And you say that you're not that far left.
Dude, I'm literally just listening to what Donald Trump says. I want to call you so many mean names, but I can't because I'll get banned. Are you serious? Are you serious? Donald Trump yesterday. Wait. Repeat after me, Pierce. Are you ready to repeat after me?
No.
Okay, if you're not going to repeat after me, I'm going to kick you. So either engage or leave.
Perfect.
So you're running away.
No, I'm not going to repeat.
Okay, if you don't want to run away, then repeat after me.
Why would I repeat after you?
Because I need to get these very basic facts that could make sense to a second grader to make sense to you. I've already repeated them 3 times, and you're still calling me delusional for assuming a high probability of Donald Trump running for a third term. So now I think I literally need you to repeat after me for you to understand. Donald Trump said, and I quote, "I am not joking. I am not ruling out running for a third term. There is many ways that I could run for a third term. One of the ways that I can run for a third term is to have JD Vance run as president with myself as vice president and then switch roles once we're elected. There's also many other ways I can run for a third term. When NBC asked him to describe him, he said no. Additionally, Steve Bannon, that worked on his administration in his first term, said, we have been preparing ways for Donald Trump to run for a third term. We are very excited to announce the methods. We cannot wait to share the ways that Donald Trump can achieve a third term with the American people." And what happened in the first month of Donald Trump's presidency? We had congressmen and women from the right from states such as Oklahoma and Louisiana set forth legislation to change and amend the Constitution to allow for a third term if the first two were not consecutive. You're saying that I'm so far left because I think there's a high probability that Donald Trump could run for a third term because of the facts I just shared. You think I'm delusional for that? I think that you're far right for thinking I'm far left for believing him. I think that you're far right for thinking that I'm delusional for assuming a high probability of that outcome occurring.
So, do you believe everything that Trump says?
Do I believe that he, like, yes, I
So
absolutely
you
do.
believe everything that Trump says?
I absolutely do believe that the things that Trump says, insofar as him describing what he wants
Oh,
to
wow.
do, especially when he keeps the same narrative for like over a year and a half straight, and he has his men such as Steve Bannon working on this behind the scenes.
Wow,
Like when he's describing
one of
his intentions insofar as what he wants to do, such as his announcement of running for a third term, absolutely.
Wow, you're one of the first Democrats that I've heard say that you believe everything Trump says.
That's not what I said. You're being
I'll applaud you.
dude. You're being so dishonest. I didn't say that I believe everything Trump says.
I asked and you said
I
yes.
believe how he. Okay, Pierce, are you being serious? Is this a joke? Are you rage baiting me?
I mean, you said yes. I didn't.
I'm so sorry, bro. Is like your mom like currently packing your lunch for tomorrow's third grade
Actually,
class?
she is. Yeah, I'm about to get a ham and cheese sandwich with some white
Yeah,
bread.
and she's packing that to go in like the bin 10 backpack for like the third grade class tomorrow. I feel like I'm talking to a toddler.
Yep, and I'll be wearing all neon. Yep.
You makes sense, Pierce, because if you were listening closely, what I very specifically said was that I do believe his intentions when he makes them clear to the American people insofar as what he wants to do.
Whoa. Yeah, even that's a first I've ever heard. That I'll applaud you
So
on that.
can you give me a reason why I shouldn't believe him when he says that he wants to run for a third term and
Well,
he's
because-
considering it and laying out the plans?
Yeah, because if you were like majority of other like the like Democrats, then Trump, you can't take anything he says seriously. He's always talking blah blah.
So you're giving me an argument based upon what majority of Democrats think. If you genuinely accepted what majority of Democrats think, you would reject Trump and his facility. So give me a genuine argument. Give me a reason why I shouldn't believe that Donald Trump wants to run for a third term.
That's just ridiculous.
Okay, why?
Why? Because it's never been done before. I mean, it's just extremely unrealistic.
Wait, Donald Trump has done a lot of things that have never been done before. In 2020, he sent fake slates of electors to several key swing states that Biden won in the election, and he sent them with fake votes for himself to cast back to Congress. And then when Congress got their hands on the fake votes from his fake slates of electors, he then pressured Mike Pence into certifying them as real and pressured Bill Barr at the head of the DOJ to falsely announcing widespread voter fraud to justify the coup. That was an unprecedented event. He tends to do unprecedented things to hold on to power.
I like presidents that compete.
Okay, so you're an anti-American traitor. That's all.
Yeah, I guess. I guess I'm a traitor.
Okay, so this is why the left are the patriots and the right are the anti-American fascists. Like, if you were sitting in front of a table that collectively assumed the founding fathers and the drafters of the Constitution, they'd tell you to get back on your boat and to go back to Europe because America has no place for traitors. America has no place for those in which glorify kings, and America has no place for these anti-American virtues.
Does America have a place for burning the flag?
America actually does have a place for burning the American flag because of the American Constitution, as the Supreme Court has ruled in the 70s that burning the American flag is constitutionally protected. So the answer to your question is yes.
Wow. Well, that's
Wait,
horrible.
can you name one Trump policy that you like?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the wall, or not the wall, I think that the southern border, him being really vocal about that, I think that's good.
Oh, so I didn't say words, silly goose. I said policy. Name one Donald Trump border policy that will serve to reduce undocumented migration in the long term.
I don't study policies. I listen.
Exactly. I think it's funny that the most insufferable rage-baiting guest of the stream so far can't name a single policy he supports from the candidate he voted for. I think that we see a very strong correlation between virtues of... I think that we see a very strong correlation between virtues of anti-intellectualism, a lack of education, an absolute disdain for critical thought, and like this whole rage-baiting gotcha, Donald Trump, like a sentiment that we observe in guests like Pearson.
Yep. Exactly. You got me. But I all these synonyms that you look up on your like vocab app, that's not going to win people over to the left. You understand that, right?
So you're saying that I'm an ineffective debater because I have a big vocabulary?
Yeah, your average American doesn't care about you using big words and talking fast.
1 second.
And to be honest, your average American doesn't care about the exact policies.
Yo, guess what? Devour fetulence. Fetulence. That's what I want you to do. Do you know what that means?
Devour fetulence.
It means eat shit. W. Milchick. Okay, if you know, you know. We're gonna move on. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. W. Milchick. Okay. All right. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Everyone, just go ahead and give us a minute. Go ahead and give us a minute. All right. We're gonna go ahead and get our next guest up in the box, y'all. Be patient, y'all. While we're getting our next guest up in the box, we got the right choice loading in right now, everyone. What is going on in the right choice? Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, sir.
All right, before we hop into our debate, I got a couple people to thank here. Thank you for the $2 over on Venmo. Elizabeth, thank you so much for the $5. You guys are so incredibly kind. Then also Buck with the $5 on PayPal, and Haru with the 20 cents, and then and Tony with the $20 over on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love, and Tony. Everybody, please show some love to Tony down below in that chat. That's so incredibly kind of you. Thank you. Then also D with the $2, Sean with a 5, and Alexis with a 2. I don't know where Parker is. I'm actually gonna go ahead and text him. But anyways, tell us why you voted for Trump.
I just think he's the strong leader that we need in a tough time of transition, especially with global tensions rising, China making a move for the global power dominance. I think he's the right person to lead us in the right direction.
Okay, he's definitely not a strong leader as it relates to like global conflicts. Like he absolutely bent the knee with no backbone to Putin. I believe that's incredibly clear. The strong leader in the circumstance of the Russian invasion of Ukraine would be Kamala Harris, because she had unwithering respect and support for the victim state of Ukraine in the attempt to fight against the ethnic cleansing and annexation at the hand of the Russian Federation. So unironically, the strong leader in the context of global conflict would have been Kamala Harris.
Well, I think that remains to be seen.
No.
Kamala Harris supported the meat grinder of a war that was turning out to be with no end in sight. And so I think the stronger leader is somebody who can bring people to the negotiating table. It hasn't happened yet, but there's strong talks.
Wait, why
in the
hasn't it happened
works
yet?
still.
He said that he would end the war in the first 24 hours after inauguration. It's now been months. Why hasn't he been able to resolve anything yet?
I mean, nobody that supports Trump really expected him to do it within 24 hours.
I know you place this expectation on Trump not to tell the truth. It's crazy that that's true.
No, it's just effective rhetoric that energizes his base.
Yeah. You're saying he's going to use effective rhetoric to get more people to support him, even if it's not true, and you just expect that. Jesus Christ.
Well, no, it's exactly predictable to the type of person he is. But he did start working on it on day one. I knew he wasn't going to. I have a 12-year-old son, and he says, "Is he really?" When he said that, when Biden was still president, my son asked me, "Is he really going to do it within 24 hours?" I'm like, "No, but he's going to start working on it right away." But
his plan doesn't work. His plan doesn't work. Of like revoking support from Ukraine and just kind of leaving them alone. That's a bad plan that has historically failed.
I mean, there's all the variables that go into this it's not the same situation, hasn't been replicated.
I think that the closest approximation that we've seen was Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014, when the Obama-Biden administration literally did nothing about it and ignored it, and then Russia, of course, went on to step back, reload, and then invade the rest of the state. Obviously, we need to be holding very strong red lines against Russia, and I mean, there's also other reasons that we need to be doing this as well. I mean, because when we don't hold that strong red line, but the rest of NATO does, that increases the probability of a third world war. Because what's going to make Putin more pissed off at NATO? UK putting boots on the ground as a smaller, weaker country, or America kind of running the front line, supplying Ukraine with over $30 billion per year?
I don't think having a good relationship with Putin is a terrible thing. That's the thing. Everyone demonizes just having a cordial relationship when they have power. China is a growing threat, and if they are that the unintended consequence of NATO expanding east is that Russia has had to rely on China and become pretty strong allies with them, and that's not a great thing for us. They're already in. They got they made that BRICS committee or whatever they got going on, and if they have some leveraging power to undermine the United States dollar in the oil-dominated industry that which has historically been dominated by the dollar, and if they undermine the United States dollar and find their own currency, like that's going to be really bad for the American economy.
What does Putin want?
What's up?
What does Putin want?
He wants the same exact thing probably Trump wants, to leave a great legacy on his country and be remembered as a great leader that did great things for his own nation.
I have a question. Who'd you vote for? Putin or Kamala Harris?
Kamala Harris.
Who would you vote for? Putin or Biden?
Still Biden. Yeah, I'm not a.
Why did that take so long?
You're only in my left ear, Parker.
Sorry.
Then also, Morgan, thank you for the $10 donation over on PayPal. I do really appreciate you for the love, Morgan. Alexis, thank you so much for the $5 on PayPal. Buck with the $5 as well. Thank you guys so much for the love. And then Mulaney, thank you for the $20 donation over on Venmo.